नमस्कार to everybody. अरे ऐसे नहीं होता है नमस्कार, जरा जोर से बोलो नमस्कार. That's better. Otherwise, in the morning when the children come to your school and you say good morning, say good morning, say good morning. So I'm going to say namaskar, say namaskar, say namaskar. It's such a pleasure. I'm nervous today because to follow up that guy's act, it was too good. I mean, I don't know how they do it. There must be something in it, but it's too complex. That how did he know that I would choose a Vinita and that her spelling will be with an I? I mean, it's really, I think, we have to start taking even these kind of professions seriously. Because what they do also requires a lot of intelligence. And I think that is what the new NCF and the new NEP is all about. That these are all people who are also using intelligence, maybe not in the same way that we feel, doctors, engineers, lawyers, but I think what they are doing is also amazing. I mean, he captivated educators, experienced educators. He captivated them, and all of us are going to go home thinking, how the hell did he do it? Right? I think that is something that was the biggest takeaway of the day. So welcome everybody. I don't like to be introduced because there is a Google. If you really want to know about me, Google it. And if you don't want to know about me, why should you get bored with an introduction? So I'm here to talk to you about the NEP and the NCF. I think after a long time, this country has now got an education policy which is on par with global education policies. I have compared the education policies of 39 countries. तो साइड में से वापस ले रहा है? अच्छा, तो ठीक है. So 39 countries I have compared, and I found at that time, when I did it 15 years back, that India's education policy was not that great. But when the NEP came out, I again went and I compared it, and I found that today, if I have to say which are the top 5 educational policies in the world, I would say India is part of those top 5. And we should be very proud of that. I think when it comes to things like education, we should all not be looking at politics. We should only be looking at education. That जो भी party लाई है, कोई भी लाया हो, we are not concerned with that. We are educators. Is it going to be good for our children? Is it going to be good for the curriculum? Then yes, it should be there. So I'm going to talk to you about the NCF today and the magic, how to bring it in your classroom. So if you read the NEP 2020, there is one paragraph that says, what should ECE be? And this is a visual that I have created of that paragraph. Because paragraphs are so boring. So this visual is something you can all take back, because the NEP says ECE should be flexible, multifaceted, multi-level, play-based, activity-based, inquiry-based. It should have alphabet, languages, numbers, counting, colors, shapes, indoor and outdoor play, puzzles. It should have logical thinking, problem solving. Logical thinking. Let me ask you a question. और जल्दी जवाब देना. Okay? Don't think about it. What color is the sky? Blue. Very good. अभी वैसे ही जल्दी जवाब देना. Why is the sky blue in color? Reflection of water. तो राजस्थान में क्यों blue है? Desert की sky blue क्यों होती है? Reflection of water. Logical thinking. First of all, आज के बच्चे को अगर आप पूछोगे what color is the sky, this child can turn around and ask you at what time of the day. At what time of the day? And they might say violet, they might say orange, they might say red, they won't say blue like us. We were taught to rote learn कि हर एक चीज का एक ही आंसर हो सकता है. And then I want you all to go back home today, find your 10th standard board certificate और उसको जला दो. उसको जला दो, because that school did not even teach you why the sky is blue in color. Science का 7th standard का एक topic है refraction. light refraction. That light जहाँ पे पड़ती है जिस 7 colors में, the sky becomes that color. So जला दो उसको. That is what the NEP is talking about. Logical thinking, problem solving, drawing, painting, other visual art craft. Every visual art. अभी सोचो हमारे schools में art and craft के नाम पे क्या होता है. If I ask you all to draw a house, what will you all draw? एक रूफ होगा, 2 विंडोज होंगे, एक डोर होगा, एक चिमनी होगी, उसमें से स्मोक निकलेगा, एक ट्री होगा साइड में और एक बाजू सन होगा, है ना? एंड 2 बर्ड्स ऐसे. राइट और रॉन्ग? ये हमारे लिए आर्ट हो गया. How many of us live in a house like that? But हम हमारा घर नहीं ड्रॉ करेंगे. बहुत हमको शर्म आती है हमारे घर से. ये पता नहीं किसका घर हम सालों से ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं. और बच्चों को भी वही सिखाते हैं कि घर तो ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. That's why एकता कपूर also names her serials घर घर की कहानी. क्योंकि घर तो एक ही है ना? This is what we are doing in the name of education. And that's why this paragraph says puppetry, music, movement, social capacities.
This one?
The minute you give a child a gift or the child receives a gift, what does the mother or the teacher say? Thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो. देखो अंकल ने तुमको गिफ्ट दिया, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो बेटा, thank you बोलो, thank you. आता है उसको बोलने को, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो. And the child who's holding that gift, which is gift wrapped, looks at you कि ऐसे पागल मेरे ही पल्ले क्यों पड़े? And this child is thinking, पहले खोलने तो दो, thank you बोलने लायक है भी क्या gift? हम शुरू हो जाते, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो, thank you बोलो. How irritating it must be, no? It's so irritating. For us, that is social capacities. But thank you, sorry, please बोल देने का. मारा तो मारा, sorry बोल. मारने का चलेगा, sorry बोल. We are more concerned about that. ये नहीं कि क्यों मारा बेटा, मारते नहीं है, नहीं, मारा, sorry बोलो. So what does the child understand? मारने का, touch, sorry बोल देने का. Social capacities. Sensitivity, good behavior, courtesy, ethics, personal and public cleanliness. Do you think we have? We have no sense of hygiene. It's a shame. We are the most progressed developing country right now, but when it comes to hygiene, our index is -0. Why? Are schools not teaching children? Are families not teaching children? Why is it not our #1 priority? How many women here drink less water when they are outside because they know कि public toilets में जाना पड़ेगा? I am one of them. I am one of them. Why should we go through this torture? Why shouldn't public toilets be good? And then we blame the government. Government सुसु करने थोड़ी गया था उधर. जो आपसे पहले गया था सुसु करने को, उसने बर्बाद कर दिया उस टॉयलेट को. So we don't take care. That's part of the NEP. So what does the NEP want us to do as far as domains are concerned? Physical and motor, cognitive development, socio-emotional and ethical. Very important. Why do these 3 come together? Socio-emotional is always together. First, I will learn about my emotions. I will learn how to control them. Then I will learn how to see those emotions in others. फिर मेरा social development बढ़ेगा. And once I know about right and wrong, my ethical development will also increase. So if I don't have socio-emotional, ethical नहीं हो पाएगा. Because ethical के लिए भी empathy चाहिए. आप corruption कर रहे हो, तो आपको एक एम्पैथी नहीं है कि मैं किसका पैसा ले रही हूँ, वो किसका हक था जो मैंने ले लिया. That's ethical development. Now it should be part of our curriculum. Cultural artistic development and development of communication, early language, literacy and numeracy. In our country we start straight away with phonics. Language हो या how, by the way we call it phonics. उधर से शुरुआत होती है. My school has a lovely phonics program. पहले phonics बोलना तो सीखो, फिर बच्चों को सिखाओ. We don't focus on language because we tell children don't talk, don't question. तो language कहाँ से बढ़ेगा? Very important. We want children to grow up in a world of AI. Yes or no? Yes. हर घर में almost एक Alexa होगी, एक Siri होगी. ये सब लोग औरतें ही क्यों होती है? Why is there no Alex? You know why? Alex को 10 बार चीजें पूछनी पड़ेगी तो जवाब देगा वो. That's why there is no Alex. Because men will have to be asked things 10 times. Alexa को ऐसे पूछा था. But we want children to live in the world of AI without human intelligence. पहले human intelligence to develop करो, फिर artificial intelligence develop करना. Because there are so many people आजकल, इसमें से भी बैठे हैं बहुत सारे, जो जैसे ही एक वीडियो आता है उनको व्हाट्सएप पे, अरे बहुत ही अच्छा है, इसको फॉरवर्ड, इसको फॉरवर्ड, इसको फॉरवर्ड, इसको फॉरवर्ड. एंड जिसको भी वो मिला उनको लगता है अरे हाँ दिस इज ट्रू, इसको फॉरवर्ड, इसको फॉरवर्ड. वी डोंट चेक कि ये बंदे ने अभी टाटा के नाम पे इतने सारे कोट्स आ जाएंगे, बट डिड टाटा रियली कोट दिस? वी विल नॉट चेक. बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां जो तेल बेचती है, जो बॉर्नविटा बेचती है, जो मैगी बेचती है, दे नाउ रियलाइज्ड इमोशनल एडवर्टाइजिंग. सो दे विल मेक एन एड जो आपको रुलाएगी, और जैसे ही वो आपको रुलाएगी आप उसको फॉरवर्ड कर देखो कितना प्यारा वीडियो है. आपने एक्चुअली फॉरवर्ड क्या किया? आप उनके अनपेड सेल्स एग्जीक्यूटिव बन गए. अनपेड सेल्स एग्जीक्यूटिव बन गए आप. We don't think कि what is this person trying to make us do by playing on our emotions. So these are the skills we have to develop in children before we focus on AI. And look at the skills. Creativity. If you build creativity in me, I will get ideas. I will get solutions. But आप तो मुझे घर बोलते हो कि ऐसा रूफ वाला होना चाहिए. Where's my creativity? There's no creativity. Critical thinking. Are we thinking before even forwarding something? Are we thinking pros, cons, right, wrong? Data literacy. What is data literacy? Understanding what you are reading or understanding what you are counting. Very important. Collaboration. Half the time we are unable to work with each other. And that's why in schools, have you noticed? When schools started, we used to put one child on one bench. Just face the blackboard. Now progressive schools have a table जहाँ के आजू बाजू बच्चे बैठेंगे. बट ये चेंज लाने में भी बहुत टाइम लगा हमको, because we were asking they will talk to each other. But neuroscience has proven that socializing is very good for the brain. The more I talk to others, my brain development improves. And then you have empathy, resilience and ethical reasoning. ये previous slide में देखो आप, ये NEP बोल रहा है और ये research बोल रहा है. Is it matching or not? It's matching completely. These are the 3 documents, very important documents. That's your NEP. That's your NCF Foundation Stage, which came out in 2022, और उसकी anniversary कल है. कल करवा चौथ भी है, तो उसके साथ साथ husband के फोटो के साथ जरा NCF का भी फोटो डाल देना, उसकी भी पूजा कर लेना. Okay? And then came out in 2023 NCF for school education. What is the total number of pages, do you know, in तीनों document के? ऊपर देखिए, 1020 pages. How many of you have read all the 1020 pages? Let's be very frank. And that's why the Early Childhood Association made the A to Z. आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे जाए, यहाँ पे ये वेबसाइट का एड्रेस दिया है. You can download the A to Z of the foundational years and you can download the A to Z of school education. And we prepared this in a wonderful way. If you will see here, it will tell you कि आपको अगर school education के aims के बारे में जानना है, which page number to go to. So it's very easy for you. We worked hard on creating this A to Z. Go to the website. जा ही रहे हो अभी वेबसाइट पे, तो मेंबर भी बन जाओ, है ना? How many of you are members of ECA? Shame on the others. कौन है? खाना मत देना उनको. कौन है जो ECA के members नहीं है? Please go on the website today. You must belong to a professional organization if you all are professionals. School को बनाओ, सबको बनाओ members. We are a non-profit. Non-profit है हम लोग. Don't worry about it. We are only here to help all of you all. Now let me show you these photographs. These are photographs from Italy, Reggio Emilia schools. So Italy gave us two very good educational systems, Montessori and Reggio Emilia. Now Reggio Emilia is basically a play-based kind of a pedagogy which also celebrates the voices of children. उनका एक बहुत ही अच्छा पोयम है called The 100 Languages of Children. It is written by Loris Malaguzzi. And the poem says, children have 100 languages, but we, the culture, school and society, steal the 99. And then we tell the child, there is only one way to learn, one way to think, and one way to live. But the child says, no, there is the 99. So this is his satire on the education system, that हम लोग बच्चों से क्या-क्या चीजें चुराते हैं. There are so many ways in which children can learn, but we tell them, जैसे हमने बोला कि घर कैसा होता है, एक ही तरह का होता है. You have to. Sky कौन से कलर का होता है, एक ही कलर का होता है. Now look at these photographs. This is an 18-month baby. How old? 18 months. 1.5 years, right? That's a trained teacher. Now the child was flipping through a magazine and see the child stopped at a particular picture. What is there on that picture? Watch. What did the teacher do? He pointed at the watch. What did the teacher do? Showed the watch. Let the child touch the watch. Now what did the teacher do? अभी इस 18-month baby को क्या समझ में आया है कि ये पिक्चर और ये सेम है, इसमें आवाज है. month baby made a connection कि अगर इसमें आवाज है तो पिक्चर में भी है आवाज. See the connection, because the NEP says 85% of the cumulative brain development happens in the first 6 years. और पेरेंट्स मानते नहीं हैं, उनको ये फोटोज दिखाओ कि if it's a good school, a good curriculum and a good teacher, this is the impact on your child's brain. But in most of our schools, यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जैसे ही बच्चा पूछेगा ये क्या है, the teacher and parent get charged up. बेटा इसको watch कहते हैं, watch. वो बोलो वो watch. देखो मम्मी बोलती है वो watch. देखो घर में कितने watches हैं, जाओ काउंट करके लेके आओ. And the child would have again looked at you and said, ये ऐसे पागल मेरे ही पल्ले क्यों पड़ते हैं? And you would have lost a brain development opportunity. And that's the power of a teacher. I always say, please don't call yourselves teachers. See, I also head a lot of schools. 490 schools is what I head. But if somebody asks me, what do you do? I say, I am a teacher. Because that's what we are at the basic level. Absolutely. You may be a principal, you may be a director, here is an owner of 19 schools. But at the core level, he is what? A teacher. But I say, don't call yourself teachers. Say you are a brain builder. Because that's what you are in charge of. You are in charge of building brains. I feel all of us should wear a badge. I am a brain builder. Because that's our power. And that's the power of a good teacher. Now, I want you to try to do this. Can you do this? Can you do this? Kar sakte ho na? All of you are able to do this, right? See? Now, there is a catch. Only 1% humans can do it. यहाँ पे मेरा thumb little finger पे था, right? Now put the little finger on the thumb and put these 3 fingers straight. Put the little finger on the thumb. And now put the 3 fingers straight. What's happening? Put the little, ऐसे नहीं होनी चाहिए. पूरी bend करो. पूरी bend करो. The minute you bend it, what happens to this 3rd finger? Try. जैसे ही पिंकी को bend करोगे क्या होगा इस 3rd finger को? This will also bend along with it. Bend करो बेटा. पिंकी को bend करो. हुआ ना? Many of them are trying to show me. देखो मैं ऐसे. पिंकी को bend करो. And what happens? With practice, you will be able to do this. But I made you do this exercise, you know why? When you give a pencil in a child's hand, the child doesn't know what to do with these 2 fingers. क्योंकि इसमें तो pencil है, but ये दोनों fingers को क्या करना है मुझे? So some of them put it outside like this. Some of them put it curled it like that, and that affects them. So it's very, very important. मेरा mic गया. मेरी बातें अच्छी नहीं लगी आपको? चार्ज नहीं किया होगा तो बैटरी गई. काम पे ध्यान नहीं होता है, रील्स पे ध्यान होता है. चार्जिंग पे डालो. हेलो. Yes. So we have to understand that हम लोग क्लास में जो finger rhymes करते हैं ना, you know finger rhymes, no? Insi, binsi, makoda. मकोड़े को ऊपर चढ़ाते हैं, नीचे लाते हैं. वो क्यों कराते हैं? So that children are able to control every finger separately. But when a parent asks us, कैसे गाने क्यों गाते हो? अच्छा लगता है बच्चों को इसलिए. फिर वो पेरेंट अपनी फी लेके वापस चला जाता है कि ये गाने तो मैं घर पे गा सकती हूँ. You must learn to talk about the importance and connection of all these activities to the child's future learning and development. Finger rhymes, very important. There should be finger rhymes in your curriculum, where children have to use different rhymes, different fingers, combination of different fingers. Now, one of the things that we have least information about is the brain. The brain is actually required in learning. Yes or no? Yes. आप teacher जब बने, तो which part of the body of the child were you trying to teach? You focused on the hands, के hands में writing होता है. You focused on the eyes, के eyes में reading होता है. You focused on the ears, के ears में listening होता है. But did you know that the eyes can't see if the brain doesn't tell it to see? The mouth can't talk if the brain doesn't tell it to talk. So everything is where? How much do we know about the brain? B.Ed में नहीं सिखाते हैं, NTT में नहीं सिखाते हैं brain के बारे में. I'm surprised why. Because the brain is where everything happens. So I'm going to teach you 4 very simple facts about the brain, because मेरे आगे के workshop में आपको ये याद रखना पड़ेगा. Let's go first to the right brain. Can you see the right brain? Let's look at the 2 points. The right brain learns through games, songs and stories. What does it learn through? Games, songs and stories. Now the parent asks you कि pre-primary में games, songs और stories क्यों रखते हो तुम लोग? तो उसका reason क्या है? To develop the right brain. Why do we need to develop the right brain? Because long-term memory happens in the right brain. तो जो भी सीखा है, if you want to remember it for life, where does it go? Right brain. And that's why pre-primary curriculum has so much of songs, stories and games. Simple logic. Now, let's go to the left brain. The left brain asks the question, why? So when you tell the child, idhar baitho, kyun? Ye khana kha lo, kyun? And they start asking us questions and we tell them what? बहुत ही naughty बच्चा है, बहुत questions पूछता है, चुप रहो. Ideally, जब आपका बच्चा सबसे पहली बार आपको why या क्यों पूछे, आपको लड्डू बांटने चाहिए. क्यों? Because the left brain of the child has awakened. पूछो बेटा, जितने questions पूछने पूछो. That means what? Left brain is active. Ask questions. At the end of this session, I'm going to share my WhatsApp number with you. Ask questions. Then it will tell me your left brain was active during this session. Very important. So you understood the right brain and the left brain? Right? Now let's go to the upper brain and the lower brain. So when a child is born, the brain development starts like this. नीचे से ऊपर. So which means नीचे का brain पहले develop होता है. और नीचे के brain में emotions होते हैं. Emotions means crying, happiness, fear, frustration. तो ये brain because पहले develop होता है, ये brain को वो अपना छोटा भाई समझता है. और हम लोग बड़ा भाई छोटे भाई को usually क्या करता है? दादागिरी करता है ना, है ना? Now you are in the class trying to teach children something. They have to use this brain. But if your teaching had some stress in it, तो ये बड़ा भाई क्या करने वाला है? ये बड़ा भाई बोलेगा इसको चुप, पहले मेरे को stress handle करने दे. So your thinking brain goes off. And what takes over? The lower brain. And that is the power or the influence of stress. So if you tell the child, अच्छी तरह लिखो, ठीक से लिखो, handwriting देखो तुम्हारे, ठीक से लिखो. Now what has happened? This brain told this brain what? Stop. मैं handle करूँगा इसको. मैं handle करूँगा ये bully को. So now the emotional brain has only 4 responses. How many responses? Flight, fight, freeze and flock. Fight means the child starts back answering you. The child starts arguing with you. Flight means the child wants to run away from the situation. Child wants to run away. Freeze means डब्बे में क्या लाए हो? आज स्नैक बॉक्स में क्या लाए हो? मैंने पूछा आप स्नैक बॉक्स में क्या लाए हो? पता नहीं मैंने क्या पूछा आपको? स्नैक बॉक्स में क्या? मम्मी ने स्नैक बॉक्स दिया नहीं तुमको? स्नैक बॉक्स में क्या लाए हो? The child completely freezes. And flock means they all realize that if we all gang up together और सब लोग आवाज करने लगेंगे, सब लोग हा हा हू ही करने लगेंगे, तो we can take care of the situation. So there should be no stress. But have you seen these videos on the internet where mothers are putting so much pressure, likho usko, likho, and the child, and they will never remember it. Next day, wahi cheez unse likhwaoge, the child will have forgotten. Why? Because which brain was active when you were shouting at the child? ये तो काम ही नहीं कर रहा था. ये तो फोकस ही नहीं कर रहा था, इसको तो चुप रहने को बोला, किसने? बड़े भाई ने. And that is the power of stress in your classroom. It's very powerful. Did you know that neuroscience says that if you go to your class and stand like this, many of the brains will close down for 20 minutes. यानी कि 20 मिनट जो आपने क्लास में किया, nobody will focus on it. Only a few children will focus. You know which children? Who are used to this kind of bullying at home. But the others will not be able to focus. So if you as an educator, a principal, a school promoter, a curriculum developer, a consultant, understand the brain, you will be able to have practices in your classroom which are brain compatible, not brain antagonistic. But हमारे स्कूल में काफी practices है without us realizing it. Let's look at this. North India is very good with interviewing children. Admission से पहले हम बच्चे का interview लेंगे. फिर एक ऐसी औरत बैठी होगी जो प्रिंसिपल होती है, जो साड़ी पहने होती है, बिकॉज प्रिंसिपल क्या पहनती है? साड़ी पहनती है. साड़ी पहने बैठी होती है और वो इतने बड़े टेबल पे बैठी होती है. एक छोटा सा बेचारा 3 साल का बच्चा मम्मी का हाथ लेके आता है, जो बाहर बैठा है सुबह से, और बाहर बैठी उसकी मम्मी कॉन्स्टेंटली उसको बोल रही, अंदर जाके आंटी को गुड मॉर्निंग बोलना. क्या बोलोगे? गुड मॉर्निंग बोलना. और वो बच्चा बेचारा हाँ हाँ हाँ. उनका जब टाइम आया तब 12 बज चुके थे. ये बेचारा छोटू सा बच्चा अंदर गया और उसकी मम्मी ने उसको ऐसे पिंच किया, तो बच्चे को पता है अभी मेरे को गुड मॉर्निंग आंटी. अभी 12 बज चुके हैं, तो ये आंटी जो बैठी है साड़ी पहन के बड़े से टेबल पे, वो बोलती है इट्स नॉट मॉर्निंग, इट इज आफ्टरनून. और वो मम्मी बेचारी एम्बैरेस्ड, और वो बेटे को बोलती है गुड आफ्टरनून बोल, गुड आफ्टरनून बोल, पर तूने बाहर में जो क्या सिखाया था. So the child also looks at the mother now. Both of them look like that, and the principal does this. और वो had an effect on 2 people's brains. Mother का भी, child का भी. Then the principal points to a color in her sari, and multicolored sari है. She points to the sari and she says, "What color is this?" Multicolored sari है. अब ये बच्चा बेचारा गौर से देख रहा है और फिर बोल रहा है रेनबो. And the principal says again, it's yellow color. Your child doesn't know colors, and the poor mother शर्म के मारे उधर ऑलमोस्ट पिघल गई है. बच्चा को लगता है मैंने क्या गलत किया, रेनबो ही तो लग रही है ये. Okay? But then she says, okay, you can wait outside. और बेचारे बाहर जाते हैं और माँ बाहर आके क्या करती है बच्चे के साथ? या तो 2 लगती है उसको. And what did you achieve by all this? You are supposed to be a good school. What did you achieve by all this? कहाँ गई हमारी एम्पैथी कि एक 3 साल के बच्चे को मैं बुली कर रही हूँ? Am I an educator? But we have these practices. Why? Because parents feel कि जो स्कूल इंटरव्यू ले रही है वो अच्छी स्कूल है. जो स्कूल इंटरव्यू नहीं ले रही है, अरे उधर तो चल के ही एडमिशन मिल जाता है, उसमें क्या है? It's an Indian mentality. But we have to think about our practices and we have to do away with them. आप सब लोग के पास स्मार्टफोन है? क्यों है? क्यों है? डायल फोन लेके आओ. डायल फोन क्यों नहीं लेके आए? वो जो बड़ा सा एक बॉक्स मिलता है, डायल फोन MTNL देता है, क्यों नहीं है वो? BSNL जो भी है वो देता है ना, क्यों नहीं लाए आप लोग? आपको चेंज होना था ना, because that is very ridiculous. Imagine all of you coming with a dial phone here. और जगह ढूंढोगे तुम लोग टेबल पे, मेरे जगह कर, मेरा फोन, right? Why didn't you do that? You brought a smartphone, you changed. Then why don't we want to change in education? हमको क्यों ये डायल फोन हर चीज में चाहिए? think. And I'm very, very concerned about north of India. Because parliament idhar hai, sara government idhar hai, but change idhar nahi aa raha hai. You have to, but I must do one thing today. I have to clap my hands for all of you. Really, please, and clap hands for all of you all. Because on a Saturday morning, when you, people from the north, education, could be sitting at home, where are you? You could be doing your Mendi for tomorrow. But where are you? Hands, please, clap for all of them. And this satisfies me. So that means change aayega. These people will bring that change. I have that hope. Now let's talk about TPR. TPR means total physical response. Now what do we want children to be? Like this. ये देखा? ऐसे हम लोग. और अगर ठीक से नहीं बैठा ऊपर का स्क्रू और टाइट करेंगे. बुक्स के साथ बैठो, चुप बैठो, आवाज नहीं करने का. Finger on your lips, head down, fold your hands. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. All of you fold your hands, please. ठीक से बैठो, पैर दोनों साथ में. Very good. अभी ऐसे ही बैठना till the end of my session. हिलना मत. And you know what happens the minute you say this in the class? One child will start doing this. One child will start doing this. क्या हो रहा है? ऐसे हिल क्यों रहा है? मैम पसीना है पीछे. हम कैसे बैठे हैं अभी? But we are all learning, no? So why do we? क्या ये क्या है? क्या है ये? Look at this. This is how children learn. You want to have an example? Let's do it. So, I'm going to show you some letters. If you see a capital letter, you have to stand up. If you see a small letter, you have to sit down. Ready? Yes. Capital letter. Wasn't it fun? मेरा लेटर रिकॉग्निशन हो गया कि नहीं? नहीं, बट हम लोग बैठेंगे ऐसे फ्लैश कार्ड लेके जहां पे लास्ट चाइल्ड को दिख भी ना रहा है और हम बोलेंगे say the letter. Which letter? Capital or small? Capital or small भी नहीं बोलेंगे. Big letter or small letter. Do this active game now. Now we are going to play this again. And if it is a capital letter, you will stand up and you will say the name of the letter. Ready? E. Very good. G. See? Now sit down and when I show you the letter, you will stand up if it's a capital. Sit down if it is small. You will say the name of the letter and the sound. Ready? See? Was it fun? Yes. Class में क्यों नहीं करते हो? हमको डर लगता है कि अगर बच्चे खड़े हो गए तो शायद वापस बैठेंगे नहीं. बहुत मेहनत से बिठाएं. काय का सिलेबस ये बैठ के जो ऐसा ऐसा कर रही है तो उतना ही टाइम इसमें लगता है. Silly questions. For every silly question, अभी मैंने आज 3 चीजें बताई, 4 चीजें बताई आपको. Yes or no? कचरे के डब्बे में डालो. क्या बोलने का? नहीं, मेरी तरह बोलो. कचरे के डब्बे में डालो. Simple. And if you are not listening to the voice within you, keep my photograph in every classroom. और ऐसा वाला कि टीचर का लोअर ग्रेड पियाजे शाहरुख खान पता है, हमको रणवीर सिंह भी पता है, पर हमको जॉन पियाजे हमको नहीं पता है। और हम इतनी सारी मिस्टेक्स करते हैं हमारे स्कूल में कि जॉन पियाजे अपनी ग्रेव में रोज रोज बेचारा निकालो मेरे को, कोई निकालो। So many mistakes we make. Let's look at this. He says children like to engage in sensory play. अभी हमने ब्रेन का सुना, TPR सुना, सेंसरी प्ले में क्या होता है, उनको स्टिमुलेशन मिलता है। So what should you do? Give material such as, so when a parent asks you ये खेलते क्यों है, you have your answer. Father of brain development, cognitive development says sensory play. Sensory play will develop your child's right brain. Right brain is in charge of long-term. See, this plus this is equal to this. If you understand this, you are a brain builder, not just a teacher or a principal. Let's look at point 2. Very important. At this age, children cannot see two things. They only focus on one. So for example, if I tell your child, बेटा वो तुम्हारी मम्मी है ना, वो मेरी बहन है, the child will say नहीं, वो मेरी मम्मी है. Why is this child not able to understand कि वो मेरी बहन भी हो सकती है? Because two things. But what do we do in a worksheet? Color the triangle red. Do you give that or not? Color the triangle red. तो मैं ट्रायंगल ढूंढूं कि रेड कलर ढूंढूं. अभी रेड कलर तो मिल गया. अभी मुझे याद है, माय गॉड, किसको कलर करना था ये? बिकॉज टीचर ने ये भी बोला, कलर द सर्कल ब्लू, कलर द ट्रायंगल रेड, कलर द स्क्वायर ग्रीन. तो क्लास में जो सबसे बड़े बच्चे होते हैं ना, वो कर लेते हैं ये, बिकॉज उनका ब्रेन डेवलप हो चुका है. पर जो भी छोटे बच्चे होते हैं, बिकॉज हमारे क्लास में क्या होता है, there is a difference in ages. Some children are born in January, some children are born in December. So the January borns are older, the December borns are, तो वो जो अगस्त के बाद वाले होते हैं वो स्ट्रगल करते हैं. उनको से टीचर हाउ टू डू दिस, एंड टीचर से गो बैक टू योर चेयर, इतनी मेहनत से बिठाया तो बैठ जाओ, डोंट आस्क मी क्वेश्चंस. एंड व्हाट हैपेंड टू दिस चाइल्ड्स ब्रेन? Now this child can't complete the worksheet because upper brain को तो तुमने बंद कर दिया. Simple thing. Now let's go to number 3. Children like to engage in problem solving tasks. They love problems. पर उनको अपने आप करने दो. The minute we see a child struggling with a puzzle, what do? सच्ची बताओ मुझे. अरे ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे. आप सब लोग एटलीस्ट 25 साल के तो हो. हाँ, मोर देन है, बट 25 साल के तो हो ना. तो एक 25 साल का बंदा एक 3 साल के बच्चे का पजल कर रहा है, उसमें तुमको क्यों ग्रेटनेस फील हो रहा है? Your job is to make the 3-year-old do it on their own. Beta, why don't you turn it like this? See, you can talk with your actions also instead of doing it for the child. Because Piaget says children love problem solving. You know why? When they solve a problem, which part of the brain they are using? The thinking brain and the left brain. ये combination use करते हैं, ये combination. And when they are able to solve it, self-esteem बढ़ता है. Self-esteem बढ़ता है, confidence बढ़ता है. Confidence बढ़ता है, कौन सा brain चुप रहता है? हाँ, उसको कुछ इमोशन टेंट्रम थ्रो करने का चांस ही नहीं मिलता है. बिकॉज आई एम हैप्पी. वेरी सिंपल. इफ यू जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस, यू आर द बेस्ट ब्रेन बिल्डर इन द वर्ल्ड. नंबर 4, ऐसी एक्टिविटीज करो जहां पे चिल्ड्रन डिफरेंसेस ढूंढे. ओके, नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डू एन एक्टिविटी विथ यू. I want any 4 ladies to come here who are wearing a salwar kameez. 4 ladies. So that's 1. Come. 1, 2. Ma'am, you want to come? 3 and you come 4. Very good. आ जाओ, खड़े हो जाओ. Very good. Right? They are all a group now. They are a group wearing salwar kameez. Now all those of you who have open hair, go on one side. And if you don't have open hair, you will stay here only. You go on one side. अब क्या हो गया? 2 groups हो गए. अरे पहले तो एक ही group था ना. But now you are finding differences in the similarities. So now ये 3 हो गए और ये 1 हो गई. Can I make another combination? All those of you who have specs, stay there and the others go in the other group. Now what happened? See? What is this teaching children? That grouping can change. And this is what's going to help them in spellings. This is what's going to help them in addition. This is what's going to help. अरे ताली बजानी है तो जोर से बजाना. Have you understood this? आप जितना ताली बजाते हो ना, मेरा आधा ग्राम कम होता है. So if I am this fact, it means लोगों ने आजकल ताली ही नहीं बजाई है. So have you understood this? Yes. Because I have the same 26 letters. But if I put C-A-T together, I get cat. But if I put M-A-T together, I get? What is this activity teaching the brain? Exactly this. Combinations, how things belong, how things don't belong. Simple activity. And you can do it while children are going to the bathroom or going home. I want all of you who have pins in their hair to come and stand here. See, now they learn what? Look for similarities and look for differences. That's what Piaget said. That's what Piaget said. Please go back. Thank you. So, 4 simple things I taught you about Piaget. 4 simple things I taught you about the brain. अब मैं तुम्हारा इमोशनल ब्रेन को जागरूक करूंगी. अगर तुम्हें आज का सर्टिफिकेट चाहिए तो इसके बाद एक एग्जाम होगी जहां पे आपको ये सब जवाब देना है. मुंह पे तो स्माइल दिख रही है, अंदर क्या हो रहा है? Should not do that. So look at this. The math teacher saw little Johnny not concentrating in the class. So she said, "Hey Johnny, come here. Tell me what does 4, 46 and 52 stand for?" So he said what? NBC, CBS, HBO and Cartoon Network. What did he remember? Channel के numbers. But is it wrong? That's from his perspective. And I would celebrate this child that at least he has some connection to numbers, correlation. And that's why we have to keep this in mind. Known to unknown. Now, this is known to Johnny. Now I will tell Johnny, I know HBO is number 46. But do you know how much quantity is number 46? Let's count today. You saw? I took his known to a unknown. I took his simple to a complex. I took his concrete to a abstract. That's it. That's all that you all are doing. So when you are selecting books, when you are selecting a curriculum, when you are selecting a toy, you have to think of Piaget. Look at this, 3 questions. Number 1, are our practices, which मैंने कितने examples दिए? Are we brain antagonistic or brain compatible? Do we implement cognitive learning or are our errors contributing to children's? हमारे ही errors उनको mistakes में बदल रहे हैं कि नहीं? See? Piaget ने क्या बोला? Children cannot relate to 2 concepts. Why? Confusion causes stress. Stress will. तो जब कोई आपको बोलेगा कि ये वर्कशीट गलत है, इसमें 2-3 कॉन्सेप्ट साथ में हैं, आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कि 2 concepts together will cause this brain to So why am I giving it? Why am I giving it? Look at these errors that we do in our school. We capitalize every word. Every word is capitalized. You are preparing these children for reading. And in reading, all words are not capitalized. Go back to your school on Monday. Check your labeling. Check your flannel boards. हर एक को capitalize किया है तो change करो. Because you are hampering their reading brain. ये double formation बहुत देते हैं हम लोग. Do you know what is double formation? I want you to write a double formation A. Letter A लिखो जो double form होता है ना, double ऐसा fat लगता है, ऐसा A बनाओ. Come on, let's see who can make it. Double formation A. Yes, very good. अभी उसके बाजू में एक simple A लिखो. Wonderful. Now, how many lines did the simple A have? 3. इसमें कितनी lines है? कितनी है? 10 lines. अब मुझे सच बताओ. Are you all going to tell me the truth? Are you going to tell me the truth? ये डबल फॉर्मेशन यूज करते हो कि नहीं? ड्राइंग देते हो उस पे पेंटिंग देते हो, बट यू आर नॉट थिंकिंग फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ द चाइल्ड कि इफ आई वांट टू टीच दिस चाइल्ड द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लेटर ए, तो इसमें तो उसको 16 से ज्यादा लाइन दिख रही है. इन हिज ब्रेन आई एम नॉट गिविंग द इनपुट ऑफ व्हाट अ लेटर ए शुड लुक लाइक. फिर आप बोलोगे मैम मुझे थोड़ा थिक बनाना था लेटर को, तो कलर करो ना उसको. When you color it, the child still sees only 3 lines. Proportion. So many times I go to schools and I see proportion honky tonky. ये ladybug है, वो sun है. कौन बड़ा होना चाहिए था? और ये बहुत करते हैं हम लोग. Do you know what this is? This is called food painting. बिंदास देते हैं सारी स्कूल्स में. पहले आता है स्नैक टाइम. स्नैक टाइम पे हम बच्चे को बोलते हैं ईट दैट स्नैक, डोंट वेस्ट फूड, और उसको जबरदस्ती पूरा स्नैक बॉक्स खाली करवाते हैं. यस और नो? उसके बाद आता है आर्ट, जहां पे टीचर एक भिंडी लेके आती है और वो भिंडी को बच्चों को बोलती है पेंट में डुबाओ, एंड द बच्चे अगेन लुक एट यू. अब भी बोला था डोंट वेस्ट फूड, अब भी बोला था. ये पागलों का नाता मेरे से ही क्यों है? Then the poor child, because you are forcing the child, dips it in paint, and then you say now pachak pachak karo. So the child does pachak pachak, and then he comes still holding that bindi, and you say अब इसको डस्टबिन में डाल दो. And the child feels इसके लिए फीस दी थी मेरे बाप ने. She's so confused. She taught me what? Don't waste food. And then she takes a bindi and she does what? Piaget. Let's go back to it. Can the child understand these two conflicting concepts? Number 2, we say we have to be empathetic. India has the most number of children who don't have one meal a day. और उस कंट्री में आप affluent children को बोल रहे हो खाना वेस्ट करो. How will I grow up with empathy? Should we be doing such activities? फिर हम लोग बोलेंगे राइस की रंगोली बना. अभी दिवाली आ रही है ना, सब लोग राइस की रंगोली बनाएंगे और राइस थ्रो कर देंगे. Excuse me. When the South Indians do that rangoli outside their house, do you know what helps? The ants and the insects and the birds all come to eat it. It is very environment friendly, but you can't bring that activity in the classroom. Please understand that. Salt painting, rice painting, salt satyagraha सिखाते हो हिस्ट्री में कि सॉल्ट नहीं मिल रहा था हमको, अब इतना मिल रहा है कि हम सॉल्ट का पेंटिंग कर रहे हैं. How does it make sense? Where is our empathy? Where is our sense? Yes, ma'am.
When my daughter was in class 4, she's 25 years old now, the teacher gave a painting to make out of dal.
हाँ.
And when I told the teacher, मैंने कहा what are we teaching the students? She said, ma'am, then I won't be able to give grades to your daughter.
See, look at that. इसको हम लोग टीचर बोलते हैं, ऐसी टीचर्स को. ये है.
I changed the school of my daughter, told the teacher the same thing. मैंने why don't you ask to use a crepe paper?
Exactly.
Colors.
Exactly.
We are teaching the students not to waste the food, and this is what you're being
See,
called a homework.
but वो टीचर नहीं सुधरेगी. इस बार अगर वो टीचर अभी भी है ना, तो उसको एक अच्छा बड़ा वाला डायल फोन जाके गिफ्ट कर देना और बोलना तेरा स्मार्टफोन तो तू यूज ही नहीं कर सकती है. Because if you are using these kind of practices in your classrooms, you deserve a dial phone. You don't deserve a smartphone. Very important. Very good man. I'm so happy. फिर हम लोग उधर नहीं थमते हैं. फिर हम लोग साइंस क्लास में बच्चों को सिखाते हैं कि the leaves are the lungs of a plant. उधर से क्लोरोफिल आता है और फिर हम बच्चों को बोलते हैं चलो लीफ पेंटिंग करेंगे. एक बच्चा आया मेरे पास और बोला मैम व्हाई आर वी पेंटिंग विद द लंग्स. ये तो लंग्स है ना प्लांट के. हाउ वुड यू लाइक इट इफ आई आस्क यू टू टेक आउट योर लंग्स एंड पेंट विद इट. हाँ. फिर बहुत स्मार्ट टीचर नॉर्थ इंडिया की मुझे बोलती है हम प्लक नहीं करते हैं, हम नीचे गिरे हुए लाते हैं. तो मैंने उसको बोला नीचे गिरे हुए ना मिन्योर बन जाते हैं, वो जरूरत होती है सॉइल को. So do not do leaf printing, do not do food print. I had a very smart participant in my Mumbai workshop and she said ma'am सारी books जो हम buy करते हैं ना उसमें pages दिए होते हैं. तो my question to you all, ऐसी books buy ही क्यों करते हैं? Who should be teaching whom? Publishers should be teaching us or we should be teaching publishers? Ban such publishers who have these kind of shitty practices in their books. I am openly on a public platform saying this and I am being videoed also. And I am live on YouTube. And then another thing, problem with children. 1 minute we tell them ये hygiene के products है, इससे हम कान साफ करते हैं, इससे हम दांत साफ करते हैं. फिर नेक्स्ट पीरियड में हम बोलते हैं अभी हम लोग ईयरबड पेंटिंग करेंगे. Piaget is rolling so much in his grave कि वो बोल रहा है भैया तुम लोग को कैसे सिखाऊं मैं, कैसे सिखाऊं. इस एज में they cannot understand two contradictory concepts. फिर मेरे को एक टीचर बोलती है no ma'am these are discarded items so we are saving the environment. ऐसे कौन सा स्कूल used earbud से earbud पेंटिंग कराएगा और किसी के used टूथब्रश को तुम क्यों यूज करोगे? No wonder कोरोना फैला था. Why would you do that? So think about these things, friends. Let's stop all these practices. Another mistake that we commonly do, what do? Weight, है ना? Heavy and light. Heavy and light, we want a child to know by watching. Okay, really? Weight पता चलता है आंखों से? हाँ, because we socialize. Do you know what is socialize? Now spell it. How do you spell socialize? SOCIOLISE और ZE. ना मेरा वाला लिखो. SOCIALEYES. Social eyes. You know why I said this? Because we go in a social function like this, and when we meet somebody, we say, "Hi, you put on weight." हमारी आंखें नापतोल करने लगती है. Our eyes become the weighing machines. Oh, you have lost weight. Really? मैं कब चढ़ी थी तेरे आंखें कि you were able to take out my weight? And then we do the same thing to the poor child in the classroom. We give him a worksheet and and we say circle the heavy ones and tick the light one. आँखों से मैं weight कैसे नापूंगा? Ideally, such worksheets should be done how? Same objects, ask children to feel them. And then tell them now in this worksheet, because the child has now felt those. You cannot teach a child that the picture that looks big is heavy and the picture that looks small is light. Please don't do these kind of mistakes. I like this worksheet for that. Look at the note to the teacher. Help the learners to weigh these items on a weighing balance and ask them to record their responses. This is called heavy and light. Any sensory concept cannot be done through a worksheet. Please read the Panchadi in the NCF 2022. Now, common question in North Indian schools. मुझे कल ही एक पंजाब नाभा से एक टीचर का मैसेज आया. Ma'am, I have a child in nursery who is not writing. I have done everything possible. Do you think this child has dysgraphia? कितने साल का बच्चा है? 3-year-old child. And you are saying he is not writing. And you all are educators. Can 3-year-olds write? They cannot. Then why do North Indian schools want to push writing on them so early? I know the answer. I know the answer. And if you know the answer, you will say it along with me. Why do we push children to write at 3 years when we know it is not right? Because parents, chalo bolo, parents ask us to. अपना जो टीचर ट्रेनिंग सर्टिफिकेट है ना, जला दो, because you all are not teachers. Now, most importantly, writing patterns के लिए ECA has a wonderful book called Miss Pencil and Her Team. Write down the name, Miss Pencil and Her Team. Do you know that writing has 4 cousins? The cousins' name are doodling, scribbling, drawing, and then comes writing. So if you are not teaching your children all this, then do you know children are feeling like this when you give them books? This is what they want to do. They want to run away from writing. Red ink. बहुत अच्छा लगता है हमको बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Red pen use करेंगे. Now I'm going to make you do an exercise. You all have a notepad.
right? Take a fresh page. Go to the first line. And on that line, write your name 6 times. हाँ, एक ही लाइन में 6 बार अपना खुद का नाम लिखो. 6 बार. आता है ना, खुद का नाम तो आता है ना. 6 बार लिखा ना. फेल्ट गुड नो. अभी काउंट करो कितनी लाइंस है. प्लीज काउंट हाउ मेनी लाइंस इन दैट नोटपैड. हाउ मेनी? 15 lines. In each line, write your name 6 times. Come on. In each line, write your name 6 times. You got the message? You don't even want to write your own pretty name so many times. But you want to make the child write C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, blah, 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 blah. है ना? And you know where the teacher signs? She always signs at the bottom of the page. At that line, 15वीं लाइन में जब मैंने 6 बार एक वर्ड लिखा है, मेरे हैंडराइटिंग तो गए हैं टोटली. और वो वही साइन करती है. और फिर क्या बोलती है? इंप्रूव हैंडराइटिंग. मेरी ऊपर वाली लाइन देख. मेरे हैंडराइटिंग कितने अच्छे थे. Think about all these practices, friends. This is what is happening in most classrooms. यही हो रहा है. टीचर को लगता है कि मैं सिखा रही हूं. ये बेचारा बैठा है, मेरे पास तो कुछ नहीं आ रहा है, क्योंकि कहां जा रहा है? It is like, I tell you all, are you hungry? You will say yes. Then I will take one mithai and keep throwing it at you. ये लो खाओ, ये लो खाओ. मेरी मिठाइयां तो खत्म हो गई, इन्हें खा लिया. हम ऐसे ही जाते हैं क्लास में. हम कुछ भी सिखाते हैं और हमको लगता है सब सीख गए, सबको समझ में आ गया, बस पीरियड खत्म. We are not bothered to find out. और जो नहीं लिखता है, जो नहीं समझता है, उसकी मम्मी को जाके कंप्लेन करते हैं हम. The expert goes to the mother and says, your child is not writing. It is like a doctor saying to you, तुम्हारे बच्चे को बुखार है. तो आप क्या बोलोगे डॉक्टर को? तो दवाई देना. एक्सपर्ट तू है, बट आप क्या हो? आप भी तो एक्सपर्ट हो ना. आप जाके उसकी माँ को बोलते हो इसको बुखार है, वो राइटिंग नहीं करता है, तो द मदर विल ऑल्सो लुक एट यू एंड से व्हाट? हु इज द एक्सपर्ट? पढ़ाओ, इसलिए तो तुम्हारे पास भेजा है. दिस इज अस. This is us. And then we say pre-primary teachers are not respected. How will they be respected? We are supposed to be what? Experts, not parent pleasers. Please understand this difference. अभी आपके एक फोल्डर दिया है आप सब लोग को, उसमें एक शीट है, in which there is, please show that sheet on the top. I want you to experience what children go through. There is this sheet. Open it and hold it up. All of you have got this sheet? Very good. नीचे लिखा है copyright collated, वो नीचे आना चाहिए. वो ऊपर नहीं आना चाहिए, वो नीचे आना चाहिए. So which means your red and blue lines are coming on your left hand side. Got it? Are you ready? Wonderful. Now, look at this. I want you to write capital G and small g on the red and blue line. Capital G and small g on the red and blue line. Wonderful. लिख लिया सबने capital G and small g? Now count. Capital G के लिए आपने कितनी lines use की? 3. कौन सी? Top 3. अभी small g के लिए आपने कौन सी lines use की? Bottom 3. Now go to the end of this page where there is a single line given. Can you see this line? On the extreme right, it's called a single line. If you see notebooks, आपके पास एक notebook है मैम, है ना? Single lines have what? One top line and one bottom line. Now I want you all to think like a 4-year-old. आप 4 साल के बच्चे हो, क्या हो आप? अभी आप गए हो grade 1 में, 6 साल के हो गए हो. आपको प्री प्राइमरी में रेड एंड ब्लू लाइंस में लिखना सिखाया है. अब आप सिंगल लाइन में लिखने वाले हो. Now look at that single line which has a top line and a bottom line. Now how will you write capital G and small g? सोचो like a 6-year-old. To write a capital G, I needed top 3 lines. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Exactly. And to write the small g, I needed bottom 3 lines. Where are they? Think like a 6-year-old because we have never thought like that. Publishing companies give us red and blue lines, तो हम लोग use कर रहे हैं. ECA has been screaming itself hoarse. मेरा आवाज भी चला गया. इतने साल बोल बोल के that the simple solution is don't give red and blue lines. Now go to the middle line and write capital G and small g. लिखो capital G and small g. You saw this? Now you saw what happened here? Your small g started below the dotted line. Because it was a hanging letter, it hung till the next dotted line. But I want you to see here, ये जो top and bottom line है middle वाले की और जो top and bottom line है single line की, दोनों की size same है. Now, once the child learns to write on this, what will go away? The dotted line goes away, the line remains the same. It is so much simpler. It's like when you give a bicycle to a child and the child is not able to balance. तो आप क्या करते हो? आप training wheels डालते, आप bicycle change कर देते हो? आप support wheel डालते हो. जब वो balancing सीख गया, आप support wheel निकाल देते हो. बट राइटिंग में आप क्या करते हो? आप राइटिंग में एक रेड एंड ब्लू लाइन देते हो जिसमें 4 लाइन है. वो फिर सीख गया, इसमें सीख गया बेचारा 3 साल उसमें लिखना. फिर वो जाता है ग्रेड 1 में या ग्रेड 2 में, सिंगल लाइन आ गई. तो उसमें क्यों सिखाया मुझे? If I have to write in this line, why did you use that line? Because now I have to unlearn. जो भी मैंने सीखा था वो मुझे unlearn करना. And then I have to relearn. Have you ever thought about how stupid we have been? Yeah. And do you know why we are so stupid? The Britishers gave us this stupidity. And the publishers carried it forward. अब हम जाके जब publishers को बोलते हैं कि ये lines अच्छी नहीं है, 3 lines डालो, वो हमको बोलते हैं कोई principal buy नहीं करेगी. जब हम प्रिंसिपल के पास जाते हैं, रेड एंड ब्लू लाइन मत यूज करो, 3 लाइन यूज करो, कोई पब्लिशर नहीं दे रहा है. क्लैप हैंड्स फॉर बर्लिंगटन प्लीज, बिकॉज दे सेड वी विल डू व्हाटएवर ECA टेल्स अस. मैंने कहा फिर तुम्हारे सेल्स वो हम कन्विंस करेंगे मैम. सो नाउ दे ऑल देयर बुक्स हैव 3 लाइन्स. Such a wonderful thing. Now you can't say, I can't get books which have 3 lines. I want you all to, नमन पे आप लोग इस पे focus करो, reflection करो घर जाके, ये page लेके जाओ, and think whether I am right or wrong. Think about it, because since 25 years, I have changed my school's lines from red and blue line to 3 lines. And we print our own books, because we were convinced about it. हमको कोई publisher नहीं मिला था. पर हमने किया है. And we started with 8 children. Today I have 45,000 children in my preschools. All are using 3 lines. And we've not faced any problem. Yeah. And if any one of you have changed to 3 lines, please put your hands up. Actually, you should stand up. Please stand up, all those of you who have changed to 3 lines. Wonderful. Wonderful. They deserve a clap. It's so difficult in this world to be different, but you are not being different just for the heck of it. You are being different because you believe in children first. That's your goal. Not कि कितना सस्ता बुक मिल रहा है या पेरेंट्स क्या बोल रहे हैं या बाजू वाला स्कूल. Now look at this font. And then look at this font. Which is better? This is called the Marian Richardson font and this is called cursive. Okay? ये cursive भी ये बहुत ही simple cursive है. Cursive भी इससे भी deadly होता है. Okay, now I want to ask you and I want the truth from all of you. How many of you, truth truth चाहिए मुझे. How many of you actually write still in the real cursive? Real cursive. ना joint handwriting है. बेटा joint hand cursive में कोई नहीं लिखता है. बड़े इतने बड़े हो गए, बुजुर्ग हो गए, लेकिन हम cursive में नहीं लिखेंगे. छोटे बच्चे 4 साल के बच्चे को force कर करके cursive में लिखाएंगे हम. जब बड़े होके आपको यूज करना ही नहीं है तो छोटे बच्चे को क्यों फोर्स कर रहे हो? ये वाला सिखाओ ना. ये वाला. It's easier. It's easier. And what does it do? I'll tell you a story. How I teach children after they've learned to write these single letters, when they have to write words. I say, come here, come sweetheart. You come, and you come. Now you are walking on the road. What is the road? The road is that line in the book. Now if you are walking together, you should hold hands. So now, when a single letter walks, it walks alone. But when the 3 letters come together, they will join hands. So see, each of the letters there have a tail to join hands. So that becomes your joined letters. Such a beautiful way to teach children also. Okay, when you write a word, the letters will join hands. But अकेला letter जब चलेगा, वो अपने आप चलेगा. But जब साथ में चलेंगे, वो हाथ पकड़ के चलेंगे. Right? Thank you, ma'am. Now, इसमें 2 चीज आपको कचरे के डब्बे में डालो. एक है रेड एंड ब्लू लाइन और दूसरा है कर्सिव. कहाँ डालेंगे? ठीक से बोलो. कचरे के डब्बे में डालो. समझे? भले टाइम लगे. आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग कि मैं कल तुम्हारे स्कूल में आऊंगी और तुम लोग ने सारा कर्सिव निकाल डाला, सारे रेड एंड ब्लू लाइन निकाल डाले. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. बट आज अगर ये बात यहाँ आपके पहुंच गई है और यहाँ आपको अफेक्ट कर चुकी है, तो आई कैन एक्सपेक्ट इन द नेक्स्ट 2 years you will change? Yes or no? I can't hear you all. I can't hear you all. I can't hear you all. Wonderful. See, that's why I love North India. Not because it's my sasural. This is what you have to practice before you teach to children. आप क्या practice कर रहे हो with all these age-old practices, logical thinking? आज जो मैंने exercises करवाई है is making the educator in you do all this. I want you to go back home. Even in the car while you are going back or the rickshaw while you are going back, have a conversation. कैसी पागल औरत है ना, क्या क्या सिखाती है. Not possible to do in our classroom. Either you will talk like that or you will say, "ए बात तो पते की थी. I think we should think about it." Either you will talk like that, but बात तो करोगे ना. That's what we want. Now look at all that I taught you about Piaget. Senior KG के बच्चे को make numbers more interesting. Senior KG is almost 5-year-old. See this worksheet. How many lions are there? Now he has to look at the picture and he has to count. Such loved 6-year-old child now. 5-year and 6-year-old child. Numbers उसको अलग तरीके से सिखाओ. Now let's come to our favorite. आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट. ड्राइंग तो हमने सीख लिया. हाउस कैसा ड्रॉ करते हैं? है ना? क्योंकि we are used to it, है ना? But that is a tribal art. The tribals stay in a house like that. That's why that's a Varli painting. And they stay, that's why they draw a house like that. Have you understood that? Now, let's think of another activity जो आप सब लोग कराते हो. उसको मैं कहती हूँ पचाक. So what we do is, we tell a child to take their hand, and then we ask the child, no, we don't ask the child, we hold the child's hand and we put it in paint. And then we tell the child, abhi isko paper pe pachak karo. And then we tell the child, ekdam dheere se haath utale. And then we say, Mausi, isko haath dhone leke jao. Then the child goes, all the while thinking, हाथ में पेंट दिया तो मुझे पेंटिंग तो करा लेती. But then the child goes, washes hand, comes back. मेरा हाथ प्रिंट किधर गया? टीचर ने उसको डक बना दिया. टीचर ने बीक बना दी, पैर बना दिए, हाथ बना. See beta, you painted a duck. And the child says, no, मैंने तो सिर्फ पचक किया था. Why do we do all this? Why do we do all this? Why do private schools do all this? Why do even तुम लोग को देख देख के फिर आंगनवाड़ी भी यही करती है. I call this pachak. So the next time you do this activity in your school, आपको क्या याद करना है? आपको क्या करना है पचाक का? कचरे के डब्बे में डालो, नहीं तो मैं 2 गुना लगान लूंगी. Now let's come to numeracy. We all love, right? Numeracy. NCF says, experience spoken language, pictures, written symbols. हम ऐसे नहीं करते हैं. We show the number 5 to a child and we say this is 5. मेरे को एक डिजाइन दिखी और तूने बोला 5, तो मैं मान गया, अच्छा 5. But what is 5? I have parents who come to my school and say, ma'am, आप तो नर्सरी में खाली 20 तक सिखाते हो, बाजू वाला स्कूल तो 500 तक सिखाता है. So I say, okay, आपके बच्चे को उन्होंने 500 तक सिखाया. Please tell your child to take out 63 crayons and give me. And the child is not able to count. But the child is able to chant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You are teaching the child to chant, not to count. Chanting को खचरे में निपुण पढ़ो. निपुण एक डॉक्यूमेंट है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, उसमें भी यही दिया है. Now let's go to this. We show this to children and expect them to understand quantity. Google search on Amazon. अभी के अभी करो. अभी के अभी टाइप करो न्यूमिकॉन टाइल्स. गो टू Amazon. सबके पास Amazon अकाउंट है, छुपाने की कोशिश मत करो. आज सुबह ही तुम लोग ने करवा चौथ का लिया था. हाँ, चलो अभी टाइप करो न्यूमिकॉन टाइल्स. NUMICON न्यूमिकॉन टाइल्स. मिला? कितने का है? 449. इतने का तो तुम लोग कोक पी लेते हो, है ना? है ना? But if you buy this for your classroom, अरे buy करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. If you are going to buy Burlington books, they have made it for you. Teacher only has to cut it and use it in the classroom. But if you buy this for your classroom, I want you to look at, those are the Numicon tiles. Look at the quantity the child is able to see. The child can see what number 9 is. The child can see what number 4 is. This is called teaching children number sense. Yes, ma'am? So please clap for them. Please clap for them. And if anybody of you is using Oxford publication books, anybody? How many of you are using Oxford publication books? Please ask them to come and meet me. please ask them to come and meet me, because Oxford University came out with Numicon. And Oxford Press is not using it in India. Ask them to meet me, please. Okay? Look at this worksheet. Look at this. Child can see the number. Again, this is for senior KG. ये photo लेके जाके कल nursery को मत कराना. Huh? But these are not my worksheets. Huh? I selected them because I liked them, and they are from Burlington. Okay? But we like to do this. हमको ये करना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. हम उनको 20 objects देंगे और बोलेंगे color 20 butterfly. How many of your books that you have bought have this activity? All of them, है ना? I want you to now become a 4-year-old child. Become. Now this worksheet is given to you. You are told to color 11 bees. आपने crayon लिया. आपने पहला बम्बल बी कलर किया. जब आप कलर कर रहे थे, आप नंबर के बारे में सोच रहे थे कि कलर के बारे में सोच रहे थे? पर मेरी टीचर को लगता है मैं काउंट कर रहा हूँ. फिर मैं दूसरे बी पे गया. फिर मैंने उसको भी कलर किया. मैं नंबर का सोच रहा हूँ कि कलरिंग का सोच रहा हूँ. फिर मैं थर्ड बी पे गया. तभी मुझे लगा कि ये कितने बीज कलर कराने वाली है और ये क्यों कराने वाली है. Am I counting? But we buy those books. We not only buy those books, we give those worksheets to children without thinking. And then the children don't color it. And we say, child is not completing the activity. ये क्या कर दिया है mess हम लोग ने early childhood का? All because a few publishers didn't have the courage to change. So we started following them. It's time to wake up, friends. It's time to take back our early childhood from these publishers. Can you give us what is right? All of you, I'm sure, are going to buy books for next year. I have only one request to all of you. When a publisher comes to you, ask them, ECA का quality logo है आपके पास? तो दिखाओ. Early Childhood Association does quality audits of all publishing houses. If a publishing house doesn't have money to spend on a quality audit, it's not worth it. आपको सिर्फ इतना करना है. Please show us the ECA quality audit logo. And if they don't have it, these people have it. इसके ब्रोशर में ये देखो इधर है. ECA का logo है. And this is the only publishing group which got 5 stars. कभी नहीं दिए, life में नहीं दिए हम लोग ने. क्यों? They listened to everything. You know how many changes I gave them after they showed me their product? 198 changes. And they were willing to do all of them. So big round of applause for them. Now let's play a game. Imagine that you all are 6-year-olds and you have understood hundreds, tens and ones. आप सीख गए हो. अभी मुझे TPR यूज करके आपको रिवाइज कराना है. क्या रिवाइज कराना है? 100, tens. You know it, huh? Now let's look at this. I will give you a number. Say for example, if I give you 111, huh? So कितने 100 है? 1. So for every 100 you will tap your head that many times. So 100 है तो how many tens? 1. For every 10 you will clap your hand. So 1 10 है तो for every 1 you will snap your finger. How many ones were there? Snap. So here for this 111 you have to do 1, 2. Ready? Let me give you a number. 53. Got it? Now I'll give you another number. 679.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wasn't it fun? Wasn't it fun? revise things like this also. Once I have understood the concept, do it through a game. Now give me a worksheet. अब मेरा right brain ऐसा चमक गया है कि my left brain will do that worksheet. Do you understand that? Now I want you to do one thing. Test each other. Okay? Take a partner. Take a partner. Just turn around and take a partner. Now you will give her a number and she will have to do it. Don't help her. And she will give you a number and you will have to do it. Don't help. Chalo, let's try. Got it? Super. Please play it on Monday in your classrooms. अरे मेरा आधा ग्राम कम हो गया. अरे वाह. Yes, ma'am. Which school, ma'am? Sun City School. Please clap hands for them.
Morning, everyone.
They also use a lot of games.
Lot of games.
So
Experience
please clap hands for all the schools who are doing it. I'll talk to you after this. I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
I want you to read this. नीचे वाला read करो.
If you can read this, you probably are a teacher.
पढ़ लिया ना? अभी ये वाला read करो.
Adapt to change. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to changes. Stephen Hawking.
हाय ला. इसमें तो आधे नंबर्स थे. तो भी तुम लोग ने पढ़ा. तो फोनिक्स क्यों करते हो? फोनिक्स क्यों करते हो? Now I'm going to ask you to spell a word for me. ये तू साइड में से ले रहा है. मैं आगे से ले मैं कितनी प्रिटी लगती हूँ. Okay, I want you to spell the word business. लिखो. Just write the word business. Now, while you were trying to write the spelling of the word, how many of you did कितनों ने किया? नहीं किया? How did you spell it? You visualized the word, है ना? From your past memory, and then you wrote the word. So which means only phonics does not help children. Whole language approach. Phonics is a huge industry. But only phonics does not help. ये देखो दो example दिए मैंने इधर. You need whole language learning. I want you all to read up because as educators we should always keep on reading. Read up on Glenn Doman. Glenn, Glenn Doman. Doman. He was a person who taught children who have lost half their brain in accidents to read. And his philosophy is followed by many schools, whole language reading. What does the NCF say? The NCF says oral language development. Look at this visual given here. If my brain is not involved in reading, वो plug नहीं होगा, मेरा tongue कुछ नहीं बोल पाएगा. So children will be able to read, but not comprehend. आप समझे? वो read करेंगे, but उसको पूछोगे बेटा क्या read किया? पता नहीं. A good reading program starts with language development. Many books don't have language development. सीधा literacy पे चले जाते हैं. We have to be very careful of that. Look at this. Look at the language development here. Cut out the cards and play a game. Now two children are playing with each other. They are going to talk about the names of the objects. They are going to share some sentences. what happened? Oral development also happened. Now I'm going to teach you about RAD learning. मैंने बोला था ना brain, आज तो brain experts बना के भेजूंगी मैं. Do you know RAD learning? ये words कुछ ध्यान है आपको? R is reticular activating system, A is amygdala, and D is dopamine. I have to hurry up? क्योंकि पूरा खानदान आके खड़ा हो गया था. So, there is something at the base of our spine which is called our reticular activating system, रस. क्या है? रस. हम लोग हिंदी में बोलते हैं रुचि नहीं है, रस नहीं है, है ना? वो रस is actually a part of our brain. And what does it do? When it is activated, you pay attention. So, ad companies know about RAD. Imagine, उनको पता है इसके बारे में, इसलिए सारे ads हमको attract करते हैं. Why we as teachers don't know about it? Now look at this. To activate attention, आपको ये सब करना है. So you need a lesson plan that actually helps you do all that. You have to move around while you are in the class. You have to take pauses. You have to start by asking a provocation. For example, if I want to teach about rainwear, I will come to the class and act गिली हो गई, मैं गिली हो गई. अरे बहुत बारिश हो रहा है बाहर, बहुत बारिश हो रहा है. Children, what should I have done so I wouldn't have got wet? What should I have done? I should have carried an umbrella, or I should have... I never thought of rainwear. So today we are going to now talk about rainwear. So what did I do with that little acting? I got their attention. उसके RAS को मैंने activate किया. But once your RAS is activated, it can again go to sleep. So how do you keep it active throughout your period? Okay? This. Dopamine. Dopamine is a brain chemical. उसका short form बनाओ तो? Dope. It's not a joke. And that is what our youth is on. Dope. Drugs. Why? Because dopamine is required to be happy. Dopamine is required for attention. When you are putting me into tuition classes, into coaching classes, my emotional brain captures my thinking brain. Dopamine does not flow in my brain. Now to seek that happiness, what do I take? Dope. That's what's happening to our youth. So when a teacher does all the things that keep children happy in the class, what secretes in their brain? Dopamine. So I play these games like I played with you. Children love movement. So when I play a game like that, even for 5 minutes, what happens to my brain? Dopamine. तो RAS जगा, फिर मैंने थोड़ा थोड़ा dopamine डाला. और क्या हुआ? Attention का चालू रहा. And this dopamine has one enemy. Amygdala. Amygdala is part of your emotional brain. वो जरा भी stress देखेगा, जरा भी boredom देखेगा. So while I'm giving you dopamine through activities, I also have to see that I'm not giving you stress. I shouldn't be waking up your amygdala. And this is very helpful also, friends, when you are talking to an upset parent. When an upset parent comes to you, it means that parent's amygdala is going ding, 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 ding. That parent has come to you with that. What do we usually do when somebody is upset? We tell them to sit down and we give them a glass of water. Why do we give them water? Because water has oxygen and oxygen goes directly to the brain and the brain becomes active. But you cannot argue with an upset person. क्या मैडम आप हमेशा एक ही कंप्लेन लेके आ जाते हो? Now what's happened to her amygdala? It was already ding ding ding. When what you said now makes it go dong dong dong. And then you get angry and your amygdala goes ding dong ding dong. उसका भी amygdala, ये मर्दों के साथ बहुत होता है. ट्रैफिक में देखा है आपने? दो मर्द नीचे उतर के गाड़ी में से डिंग डोंग डिंग डोंग डिंग 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 डोंग डिंग डोंग डिंग 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 डिंग. So if you want to calm somebody's amygdala, what do you have to do? Never say to a woman who is upset, calm down. All the men here, please listen. Never say to a woman who is upset, calm down. What will happen? उसका अमिगडाला खा जाएगा तुम लोग को. So dopamine के लिए you have to do all this. You have to have a little humor. You know, my presentation today is quite a difficult presentation. I have to make you laugh. If you don't laugh, you won't remember it. So humor brings your dopamine. Dopamine wakes up your right brain. Right brain goes into long-term memory. See? So simple. And then amygdala, तो आप सब लोग को पता है, amygdala को कभी लाना मत. Now let's look at this in the NCF. It talks about Panchadi. Your lesson plan has to have these steps. And when I was mentoring Burlington, I told them, आपका lesson plan भी इसी steps में होना चाहिए. They redid all their lesson plans. कुछ 2000 lesson plan से भी ज़्यादा है उनके पास. They redid it all in Panchadi. What is Panchadi? Aditi, मैंने अभी एक introduction दिया था आपको कि I got wet. That's called an introduction. Then comes both. Now I have to give you a deeper understanding of what are the things we wear in the rain. Then comes Abhyas. Abhyas is treated like a bad word in this country. Abhyas karo. Abhyas means books. Panchadi says Abhyas means not that. Abhyas means the learner practices the new. It can be through a game like I taught you. How did we practice 100 tens and ones? We did it through a game. How did we practice capital and small letters? That's Abhyas. And then we go to Prayog, where you actually make the child use it. I made you sit with each other and each one will give a number to the other. Do it with children. Children will start playing with each other. And the last is when I can go home and tell my mother and father what I learnt in school. That's called Prasar. Panchadi is a beautiful concept. All of you must have it. Now, home play. एक तो ना homework बोलना बंद कर दो सब लोग. Because when you say homework, what is happening to my emotional brain? Work. Oh. But when you say home play, my emotional brain is cheated. And then अच्छा play है, अब मैं करूँगा. So just change the word. क्या जाता है हमारा? That's it. And one thing that I found missing in all books and publishing houses is something for wellness and well-being. Socio-emotional development missing hai. So here I have authored, thank you Burlington, I have authored their books on wellness and well-being based on the Panchakosh. The Panchakosh is what? This is the Panchakosh. Annamaya Kosh, which means your outer physical body. Pranamaya Kosh, which means your inner body. Manomaya Kosh, emotions. Vijnanamaya Kosh, my cognitive. And Anandamaya Kosh. ये पचाक पचाक करने में कोई आनंद नहीं है. तो आनंदमया कोश के बारे में भी सोचो. Pranamaya Kosh can also be imagination. Pranamaya Kosh can be creativity. Pranamaya Kosh can be breathing. So all the activities given in the book tell you कि ये एक्टिविटी में कौन सा कोश डेवलप होता है. What should the teacher do? And then it has a beautiful thing called children's assessment. The children will assess the activity because the HPC, Holistic Progress Card, wants you to teach children self-assessment. It's there in the book. Let's change the rhymes. You know the kind of silly rhymes we sing? Humpty Dumpty गिर गया तो हंसो. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great. तो हंस क्यों रहे? वो गिर गया बेचारा. And nobody can put him together again. Let's sing the new version. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty did not have a fall. He knew how to be careful. He knew how to play. And that is why he is in one piece today. Use it. Use it. You are all blaming Salman, okay, for dashing his car into somebody, but that's what his pre-primary teacher taught him. What did she teach him? Piggy on the railway, picking up stones. Down came an engine and broke Piggy's bones. Ouch, said the piggy. That's not fair. Oh, said the engine driver, I don't. He doesn't have a good lawyer. I would have put it all on his pre-primary teacher. Ideally, the song should be, ouch, said the piggy, that's not fair. Sorry, said the engine driver, I will take more care. सिखाओ ना उनको. And then the Ringa Ringa Roses. Wah, wah. It's the song of the plague of London. Ringa Ringa Roses means उनको patches होने लगे थे. It's a disease, it's the plague. Pocket full of posies means funeral के flowers लेके घूमते थे क्योंकि इतने सारे लोग मर रहे थे. हर्षा भुषा means last stage पे आपको sneezing आके आप गिर जाते थे और मर जाते थे. उसको हम लोग गाते हैं रिंगा रिंगा रोजेस. It's like हमने जो अभी पैंडेमिक गुजारा उसके बारे में 100 साल के बाद कोई गाना बनाए, कोरोना आया, ऑक्सीजन नहीं था, हम मर गए. Would you like? How many of us have lost family members in the pandemic? Would we like somebody to sing a song like that? And why are we singing such a song about the plague of London and celebrating it in our classrooms and buying nursery rhyme books which have such songs? Ding Dong Bell, Pussy in the Well. क्या गाना है ये? And that other stupid song, the dish ran away with the spoon, the cow jumped over the moon. क्या है ये सब? कब निकालोगे? कब निकालोगे इसको? Then one other foolish game we play in the classroom called Simon Says. यही बच्चा जब बड़ा होता है तो हिस्ट्री में सीखता है साइमन गो बैक. तो साइमन सेज को मेरा रोल मॉडल क्यों बनाया? रानी लक्ष्मीबाई सेज या पृथ्वीराज चौहान सेज या शिवाजी सेज. Why Simon says? Change at least the small things that you can. All these are available on the ECA website free. Download them. Stories also have been changed. Goldilocks was the world's first terrorist. She went to the bear's house, destroyed their house, and ran away. She should be taught how to say thank you, sorry, and please. That's what this storybook does. Hansel and Gretel had a stepmother. She was bad. Then there was a witch. You know how many children have stepmothers in our classrooms these days? And what's this witch? औरत को ही witch बनाओगे? हाँ, औरत ही औरत को witch बनाएगी. Now, in this new story, Hansel and Gretel met a kind old lady who taught them how to brush their teeth. Change these stories. Buy them. They are all available on ECA website. Gender. I attended an annual concert of a school. All the boys were dressed as doctors and the girls were dressed as nurses. What are you teaching? And what are you teaching that child who does not have a father when you show them a photograph of a perfect family? What is that child going through? Use these posters available on the website. Download them for free. Change your mindset. Change. Look at this. I love this. उन्होंने दोनों डाले हैं. Fireman and firewoman. See, that's how it should be. Show me, then I will become, no? If you don't show me, I won't become. And aren't these our excuses? ये है कि नहीं हमारे excuses? Yes or no? This won't work. How will it help? Parents will not be convinced. How should I change so much? Too challenging. I don't have the time. I don't think it is working. इन सब के answers इधर दिए हैं. Please take a photograph of this slide. Because आप सब ने मुझे on video promise किया है कि at least within the next 2 years you will change. क्या करोगे? कचरे में डालोगे. क्या करोगे? अच्छी तरह बोलो. कचरे में डालो. Thank you. So you have to look for this 9 things when you are choosing toys, when you are choosing books, when you are choosing a curriculum. Look for these 9 points. फोटो ले लो. अच्छा मैं बोलना भूल गई, हर एक फोटो का 5,000 रुपया है. And please take a photograph of this.
Ma'am, some things are priceless.
Don't only take the price list of a
No,
book.
I'm saying some things are priceless.
Priceless? अरे वाह, हाय हाय, अभी मेरा आधा ग्राम कम हो गया. Look at these points. Okay, got it? Ask these questions. Hello, you are an educator. You are more important than any publisher. You are more important than any consultant. Ask these questions the next time somebody comes to sell you something. What will you ask them? These questions. These questions. Because this is what I have covered in my workshop today. I'm going to leave you with this slide. ये देखिए आप टेक्नोलॉजी कहाँ से कहाँ आ गई है. देखो यहाँ से यहाँ. एजुकेशन देखो. वही है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट से कलर में आए हैं. दैट्स ऑल. Isn't it a shame, friends? Come on, you all come from very good schools. Let's have a competition of who can change for the better. Your mantra now will become what? खचरे के डब्बे में डालो. क्या बोलोगे? I am going to follow up with you every 6 months के खचरे के डब्बे में क्या क्या डाला. Right? Otherwise 2 गुना लगान लूंगी. I'm going to leave you with this. That's my WhatsApp number. And you can always write to me any time of the day or night. ताली बजाओगे मेरा 0.5 ग्राम उतरेगा. I'm feeling so light. So light. ये लोग ने निकाला. ये लोग ने निकाला. Okay, the number is 750. Ask them. They took away the power from my hand. Yeah. ले लो. 5,000. Afterwards. I know सब लोग आओगे. I know that. Thank you. You have sat.
Head, hands, legs and feet, head, hands, legs legs and feet, legs and feet.
If you all want to revisit the session, it is live on Burlington English India session. So our page, so you can subscribe there, and then you can definitely revisit ma'am's today's session there. So, do we want to? Okay. Are we all settled? Thank you so much, Dr. Vats, for your invaluable insights and for inspiring us all to rethink our approaches to early childhood education. Your passion for nurturing young minds and your leadership in the Early Childhood Association are truly commendable. We are grateful for your dedication to this essential field, and we look forward to implementing your ideas to make a meaningful impact on our children's learning journeys. So now, finally, the much awaited part of the day, for all of us especially, with a whole lot of magic and much more love, we bring to you the Burlington magic of early years. We are so excited to share this moment with each one of you. Please join me in welcoming with a huge uproar Mr. Amit Baweja, Managing Director, Burlington English India and Southeast Asia, Dr. Swati Popat ma'am, Ms. Charu Bose, Director of Sales, Burlington English, Ms. Leena Singh, Director of Publishing, Shobhan Soikle, Ludhiana. Sir, is he here? Alright. And Kavisha Khurana ma'am from Chintal. Ma'am, please, we humbly request you to be here. And together with you all, together here, we would love to unveil the Burlington magic of early years. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nose, nose, wiggle your nose.
Eyes, eyes, close your eyes.
Nose, eyes, nose, eyes, wiggle your nose. And close your eyes.
Mouth, mouth, open your mouth.
Ears, ears, listen with your ears.
Mouth, ears, open your mouth.
And listen with your ears.
So I want to gift them a book. Actually, I don't even need to, because this is our latest book called The A to Z of Early Childhood Education. Anything that you want to know about early childhood education is in this book. So you will never have to search here and there. Every person, every theory, every practice, every experiment ever done in early childhood education is here. And this is the book that they referred to when they were developing. So I'm going to gift this book to them. This is for you. Yes.
So I just received my copy day before yesterday, and I must say, for all of us, I think this is the first ever published dictionary after Oxford Dictionary of all theories, all practices, all formulas of early childhood education that you would have ever heard, a name that you would have ever heard in education, whom you need to know. I must say it's a dictionary. If you want to go deeper into the concepts, you will have to go and find out more books, which are all available on ECA. ECA has covered almost every subject in detail with detailed things. But if you want to take a copy, first buy this book. This is like a Bible. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. For us, this is really iconic, and we are really glad that we could share it with all of you over here. Next, I have the honor of inviting our Director of Publishing, Ms. Leena Singh, to present a demonstration of the Burlington magic of early years. Leena ma'am and her dedicated team have worked tirelessly to create this innovative early years product that we are extremely proud to launch today. With Dr. Swati Vats as our advisor, this initiative aims to empower educators and enrich the educational experiences of our youngest learners. This is where the Burlington magic of early years comes into play, emphasizing the importance of an engaging and holistic curriculum that fosters a love for learning. Let's please extend a warm welcome to her.
Thank you so much. And you have been a very patient and very supportive audience. It's an absolute honor to present the product in front of you. So what are the components? This is a 3-level